Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Wednesday assembly. Things are going to be slightly different in my assemblies every Wednesday. Instead of celebrating and handing out certificates, because unfortunately you're not in school, we're just going to make them more learning focused. And how that will work will be we'll focus specifically on developing our reading skills. So please bear with on this one because this is our first one. So we're going to be learning vocabulary, looking at a short piece of text, answering some questions, and then we will, or I will, direct you if you would like to listen to the story in full where you can do that. So enjoy. So the first slide is always going to be us practicing and learning a new word that will link to the text or possibly the story that we will be learning about. And today's word is crayon. Oh, I wonder if any of you are sat there thinking, crayon. How would that link to the story or the text we're looking at? All will be revealed. So before that, we're going to practice the words and we're going to get into a little habit. And there is a little rhyme. I'm going to treat you. You might even hear my singing voice, so I apologise if I break any windows at this moment in time. But it just gets this into our head. So the first thing we're going to do is, say the word. So we're going to say the word. My turn, crayon. Your turn. Excellent. Clap the word. So we're going to clap out the syllables in the word. My turn, crayon. Your turn. Brilliant. Act the word. So we're going to act it out, a bit like we do with our Mrs. Wordsmith. Act out the word. So my turn. I'm going to stand up straight, nice and tall. Your turn. Think of crayon. How would you act that word out? I wonder if any of you are lying on the floor with your arms above your head, nice and straight. Brilliant. Shout the word. My turn. Crayon. Your turn. Oh, that was so loud. Sorry, parents and carers. Very good. Well done. Now we're going to take it down in the opposite direction. Whispered the word. My turn. Crayon. Your turn. Excellent. So what is a crayon? Now, there are two forms. It can be a noun, in the sense of that being a pencil or a stick of coloured chalk or wax, and we tend to use that for drawing when we're colouring in. However, it can also be a verb. Yes, well done. I didn't know who said that. Yes, well done. You can draw to crayon, to draw with a crayon. So I might say, today I would like you to crayon the picture, or Zach was crayoning the picture. So it can be a noun and it can be a verb. Today we're going to look at it in the context of it being a noun. So let's move on. We're now going to move on to echo reading. Now I know a lot of you hopefully have already started to do this in class with your teachers or teaching assistants. So I'd like to continue doing that. All I'm going to do is I'm going to read the sentence first with my term, and then you're going to read it after me. You're going to try really, really hard to copy how I'm saying it, and hopefully at the pace that I'm saying it, at the speed I'm saying it. Now, the reason why we do echo reading is to improve our pace and our fluency. So instead of when we first learn to read, we try and read every word, we're going to speed up and learn to keep practicing and speeding up our pace so we can become more fluent readers. Please don't panic or worry if you don't get this right today or next week. It's all about giving it a go, isn't it? As long as you try your best, that's all I can ask for. So wait for my turn and then your turn. So before I start doing the echo reading, just a couple of things to clarify, just to help and support any adults that might be around you. I will say the words. When I pause, that is me signalling it's your turn, okay? If you want to pause at any point, please do so. Please take this at your own pace. And I apologise if you want to listen all the way through, because it will be breaking up through pausing. And just to remember that when there is a comma in the text, then that's a nice short breath. When there's that full stop, long breath, just to get some oxygen back in those lungs, okay? So let's make a start. I wonder how many are sat going, oh, I think I might know this story. And remember, we're just looking at this piece of text for today, and I'll read some questions. So I'll do the echo read, then I'll read it all the way through as well, just in case some of you want to hear me read it from start to finish. Hey, Duncan. It's me, Red Crayon. We need to talk. You make me work harder than any of your other crayons. All year long, I wear myself out colouring fire engines, apples, strawberries, and everything else that's red. I even work on holidays. I have to colour all the Santas at Christmas and all of the hearts on Valentine's Day. I need a rest. Your overworked friend, Red Crayon. So well done if you were able to. And please don't apologise if you had to pause just to reread the sentence. Hopefully, when I was pausing, you were reading that sentence and trying to copy how I was saying the words and the pace I was doing it. So I'm going to read it back now. Now I want you to think about the words, because I'm going to ask you a couple of questions on them. Here we go. Hey, Duncan. It's me, Red Crayon. We need to talk. You make me work harder than any of your other crayons. All year long, I wear myself out colouring fire engines, apples, strawberries, and everything else that's red. I even work on holidays. I have to colour all the Santas at Christmas and all the hearts on Valentine's Day. I need a rest. Your overworked friend, Red Crayon. So in your home learning books or on a piece of paper, whatever you've got access to, or even you might just use your wonderful memories, let's have a go at answering some of these questions. Now you can choose to pause at this point whilst you work them out and go back to the text, or try and think of what I was just learning. I would encourage you to go back to the text, because when we do come to assessing with reading, you'll always have a copy of it in front of you. So, who is the character in the letter? Question 1, who is the character in the letter? So who is that main person in that letter, in that piece that we just read out? Who is that voice? What is their name? Question 2, who is the letter written to? So who are they addressing? Who is this character writing to? Question 3, down to a bit of interpretation. What do you think the crayon is feeling? And why do you think that? And question 4, name a word that means the same as pause when it is a verb. So what I mean by that question is, find another word in that text that means the same as the word pause. And if you've answered those questions and think, oh, Mrs. Andrews, give me some more, I'm loving this, there's a challenge there. Why has the author underlined the word holidays? How do we know that the author was trying to be expressive when writing this word? Now, again, if you're sat there thinking, oh, That's too hard for me. By all means, you're under no pressure to answer that question. That question is really there for those that want to extend their learning or to have that deeper thinking with their learning. For now, you might just want to do the first 4 questions. Okay, so pause, answer those questions in your book, and then we'll go over the answers. Okay, take as long as you need. Okay, I hope you've had some time working out the questions. If you haven't, please just pause and carry on with the learning. For those that have finished, we'll go through the answers. So question 1, who was the character in the letter? Hopefully you got this all right, and well done if you have. The answer was Red Crayon. So well done if you put Red Crayon. They are the character in that piece of text. It's their voice that you can hear telling the answer to our next question, them how they're feeling. So who is the letter written to? Duncan. So Red Crayon is writing to Duncan and venting his frustrations about how he is feeling. So in regards to question 3, again, this is down to interpretation and how you think. So it's very difficult to know if you've got this right or not, but anything along the lines of he could be angry, or she, they could be tired, they sound exhausted, frustrated. How do we know that? I would border on the line of they're quite angry, they're very frustrated, they capitalise, so they make some of their words and they write some of their words in capital letters. They're underlining a word and using that exclamation mark and really making a point. The overall tone is a bit snappy, quite rushed, very ranty. Lines like, we need to talk. So I would go along the lines of angry, frustrated, really clear, like wants to get to the point. And then naming a word the same as pause is the word rest. So they mean the same thing in the context of a verb, to rest, to pause, to take that break and to stop. So for those that did the challenge, and I apologise I didn't put the last part of the answer on here, but I'll explain that. So why have they used underline the word holidays? Well, obviously that for the reader is to really emphasise that word holiday, because if we think about that word holiday, in our normal life, there's no such thing as normal, but in our day-to-day lives, we associate the word holiday where it's a period of time where we're away from something. So if we're going on holiday, we're going at our own leisure, we're taking time, we're resting, although it doesn't always feel like that. Or if we're having a holiday from work, we're not expected to work. So Red Crayon really wants to make a point, underlining and saying, hold on, I'm meant to be away from work and you're still using me during the holidays. So making that real point and emphasising that word. And how do we know that he's trying to be expressive? Just by using that exclamation mark at the end. When we use an exclamation mark, it's about to add that expression. So again, just emphasising that word. So well done. Please don't panic if you didn't get any of them right. This is a learning curve, and it's about whether today you've tried your best. And if you have, that's all we can ask for, okay? So moving on. So if you liked the letter, you might have already associated it with the story The Day the Crayons Quit. It's a brilliant book. It's quite long, actually, because every, obviously, crayon takes their turn voicing their concerns and expressing how they're feeling. But it is an absolutely amazing book and a fantastic solution at the end of the story. I won't ruin it for you, but what I have done is, if you're sat there like, oh, I'd really like to listen to that story, you should be able to click on that link and that should take you directly to somebody reading the story. I've tried to find one where somebody's doing nice voices for you, depending on the crayon that they're speaking through. So enjoy that. And that's it, really. That's the end of our assembly. So it's very short and sweet, bit of learning, and I will see you next Wednesday. For now, take care and keep safe. See you soon. Bye-bye.